See them roaches in there? Have you seen any of them in there yet?
I didn't see none.
Yeah. They look like a cockroach.
Yeah.
But they're not really a cockroach. They're a variety of them.
Yeah, a little bitty one there.
Yeah. But anyway, they're just scavengers. They're in there cleaning up, cleaning it in the hive. They're a woods roach is what they are.
So the bees will tolerate them?
Yep. Yeah, they'll tolerate them because they know that they're in there cleaning, helping them clean that hive. And but I tell you what's bad about it, and like I say, I'm sure you've seen old houses before where roaches is in them.
Oh yeah.
And get how nasty them things will get in a house, but they don't. And you'll carry them in there. When you open that top box up, they'll be in there and they'll run, they'll jump off, and they'll get in your boot cuff and whatever, and you'll carry them to your house.
Huh.
Yeah, and you sit down the next morning, put your shoes back on, and one of them will run out of your shoe or whatever, you know. Many years as I've been keeping bees, these type of roaches have never. It's like they don't like to live in your house. They won't live in your house. Of course, if I see one, I'll smack him, and get him. But as many years you would think if they was, because a cockroach, them things are very prolific. They'll get going. But it's like they don't want to live in your house, or and.
Well, that's a good thing.
Well, yeah, sure it is. Yeah, so it's right interesting. But I've had people out here doing like what you're doing here, and they'll see this. Oh my God, a cockroach! But it's not a cockroach. It's a different variety of it.
I use a wood stove, and we'll get old bark on a piece of wood, and wood roaches run out of it.
And that's the same. That's what it's here. But it's the same thing.
He'll be an inch long.
Yeah, but they won't. Those and like I say, you would think that if you carry them in your wood, that your house would get them in, but it won't.
Yeah.
They don't. It's like they don't thrive in a house for some reason or other, because they've had a big opportunity to be there.
Oh yeah, because I got a wood box full
yeah,
of
sure.
wood. We're fixing to get into a bunch of bees here, it looks like.
I'm gonna move. Let's see. I'm gonna move one of these frames of honey
A little closer
over there to that, because that last one I picked up didn't have any brood in it. And I'm gonna do that for them there. Because this one here.
because you can tell the whole swarm is up in here, because I'm not seeing as much honey in these top frames as the rest of them.
Right.
There's a cat brood on the other side.
It's brood here too. Yeah, I put a patty on. I had a patty on these before.
And they done ate it.
Done ate it up.
I think she's there somewhere if we can just find her.
She's not right there, but everything is good.
Put it right in the center, Mike.
It's right on top of them, right there.
Right there.
Yeah. Right there, be fine. And
The cluster's right below the patties. You get to it.
I didn't hear you.
The cluster's right below.
You're right below it. Yeah. Yeah. And I will. One thing I need to mention: those checkmate strips. I will take them out of there when I super.
Even the swifter pads?
Well, no, I may leave them swifter pads on there, but I may go on and take those checkmate strips out of, because I don't know if there's any chemical left on them or not. I don't know for sure. I don't think that it is, but no, just for
taking a chance.
Taking a chance on, because you don't definitely want any chemical having a chance to get in your honey.
Right.
And that's the good thing about these Swiffer pads. I don't know what they put on them to make them clean the floors, but I hope doesn't show up something in there that's not good for you.
Well, they wouldn't put nothing chemical. They wouldn't, because kids are crawling on the floor.
You would think so, yeah. And I don't think there's anything in there. It's just a nylon pad of sorts.
They up in there good. There's several on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, there was some there just a second ago still alive under there, but they were laying up underneath that check mark strip where they was laying at. That's where they was laying at.
There's a live one there. I squished him.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna squish him. I missed him. Got him that time.
Few in there are still alive. This is the first hive I've seen that had
about 10
that had live hive beetles in it.
There's a lot of nectar and honey in that one. They must not have moved up yet, have they? They got some uncapped there. They eating it. You would think as much honey they got there. They got a lot of honey to eat.
Like I say, if they can get a good run at getting some brood hatched out, they will use a lot of that quick. It'll surprise you how quick that'll go.
So if we have a rainy spring, do you need to feed? You have to play it by ear, wouldn't you?
There's eggs down in there.
I know one thing for sure. I'm gonna put me a hanger on my smoker like you got. Instead of my smoker being over on the ground where I can't get to it.
Does yours have a shield around it?
No, sir.
Now Kelly sells them shields. You can buy them shields for them.
Oh, separately?
I think you can. I'm pretty sure you can. That's an option that you can get with them.
I guess that hot smoker against your hive puts a lot of heat on it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and it keep them burn your legs, because a lot of times you can't. You're not really in a position where you can set them down.
Yeah.
None of these, with these migratory covers on her, I don't even normally run a inner cover. You don't have.
What is the reason behind the inner cover?
See, those ones I've made, and you see I've got a 3/4 inch rim around. I just make it out 3/4 inch material. It allows you to put them pollen patties on there a little bit better, a little easier,
right.
But it's not necessary. You know, it's not
no airflow help or nothing.
Okay. Yeah. It's not necessary to have an inner cover on there. It's just another one of them little pieces of equipment, you know, that I made them because they are handy. They are handy when you go to requeening. You can lay a queen cage rather than spread them out and lay them. You can lay a queen cage face down on that top bar, you know, screen between the openings naturally. And do that. It's little advantages to having them, but you know I don't use them all the time. I don't use them as a rule because it's just another piece of equipment. Spray them with that honeybee healthy a little bit there on top, give them a little dose of it. Wet them down there pretty decent there. I like that honeybee healthy. It's a good vitamin to them.
Nice when you don't have them bouncing off your face mask.
Yeah, oh yeah. You get them bees stirred up when they're fighting you, it ain't no fun at all. No fun at all. And I don't see how these commercial beekeepers do it. Of course, they go out there, they wear their sweatsuits because they like me and you, we're doing, the only thing to make this any better is we could drink a beer right now, you know. You know, but they go out there, they're working, you know, they ain't messing around. They would have done, they would done run through this yard, you know. They don't play around with them, and but they suit up so they can go on there, wham bam, and get done.
Whatever they smash and go on with it.
Right, go on, go with it, and they don't worry about it. See a few eggs, which is good. Little brood, little larva down there. See a larva right there in the very bottom, right in the center. Can you see it in there? And right in the very bottom, above the bottom bar there, right in the center, there's some larvae in there. So they're good shape. There's the queen. See her? See her? Right there by your finger. Right, you're pointing at her. You're pointing at her. Big old
Pretty
fat
girl.
Big old fat girl. Yeah.
She's looking for hoes.
Yeah. And that's as far as I'm gonna look. That's all I seen eggs. I seen brood.
See mama?
Yeah, right. Everything is. Only thing these bees need is time.
80-degree weather. Flowers.
Right. Yeah, inner cover. I'm gonna put that back on there. A little wet in there. Do you see that moisture in there? See that moisture in there?
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I don't know where the bees are carrying it or not. They're carrying water, but I don't know. I don't think that they would be storing water. I think that's just from sweat. That stick. I'm gonna put that stick right there. See it on the next hive down there. Yeah, right there. A little ventilation in there. And those bees there. See how they're flying in front of that hive?
Yeah.
See, they're not making a beeline, if you will, you know, to get right back in that hive. They're coming out. They're going out on an orientation flight, and they're turning around, looking to see where they come from, getting oriented. That's what those bees are doing.
There's several beagles on that pad. So it's doing its job.
Well, like I say, last fall when I started doing them, I was bringing them off there, and those pads would be darn near black with them. I mean, they'd have 40 and 50 to each pad. And every time like I say, I started doing it there, after I got my honey off, and every time I do them, it'd be less and less and less.
Right.
You know, so I was getting ahead of them.
So you know they's working good.
I think so.
There's plumb full of. Just ain't kept over, is it?
I don't know where it's something that they've carried this year, but or maybe they've unkept it. I don't have no idea what's going on there, but I do know that that's fresh pollen that they've put in there.
There's some cat brood on this one.
Yeah, I figured it would be.
This hive here is going to do well.
Oh yeah.
All kind of pollen in there. Nectar all
Now look at that. Well, there's something I've never seen before. Look at that. See that bee there got hung up with that
purple thing.
Yeah, that what is it? That hen bit.
Yeah.
That's a petal off a hen bit, and it carried that hen bit petal clear back to the hive. Because they'll get her cleaned off here in a minute. When they find it, they'll get it cleaned off there. Yeah, this is a good hive here. There she is. See her?
Where at? Okay. There's another queen. Right there. That's the one you try to be careful not to roll her off of.
Right. She's headed back to the other side there.
Well, that's good. We done seen 2 queens out of.
I wish all of my hives was like this one here. Yeah, this one here will swarm on me if I don't make a division out of it.
Right.
Yeah, they're in good shape.
Will they swarm before the honey flow or after?
You tell me when's the earliest can Easter be? I remember back years ago I had a swarm. I thought it was in March when Easter came in. Maybe March. Is that possible?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Last weekend in March.
Yeah, but I had a big swarm right there on Easter Sunday.
Huh.
Yeah.
And that hurts your heart.
Oh yeah. Well, and what I got to do, I've got to find me a source for some queens, because instead of, you don't ever want your bees to swarm. Go there and make your division. That swarm get top of that tree, you can't get them down out of there all the time. And it may be in a big swarm. I have had swarms that would it take two deeps to put them in. They'd be that, yeah, it would be that heavy. Be 20 pounds of bees in it.
So your swarm is ready to swarm again.
Yes, right. So, but if you're needing bees, that swarm that you let get away from you, you could have made
2 hives?
5, well, no, probably 4 or 5 divisions out of
really?
it. Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, and all you got to do is buy a queen, see?
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's what I'm gonna be on top of, because, like I say, as you can see, I've got several here that are not doing good, and hives like this.
Replace them bad ones?
Replace them. Yeah. And I've got a few commitments. Of course, people that I told I would make divisions for them. I told them, so I ain't promised you nothing.
Yeah.
You know, I'll try to get you one. You know, it just depends on how my bees do. You know,
Right.
But I'll have them here because I got some down on the other end. I was in them last week, and they're doing good down there. And these bees, you know, these bees here will, in another month, it's still February.
Yeah.
And these weak hives, if they don't starve out, if they don't mess around and starve out on me, these weak hives, they'll come along. You just ask me how I feed. See that ring around there?
Yeah, it's about a gallon jug.
I got a gallon bucket. Let's put a stick under there so it.
Do you set another whole hive box body up there?
Don't even do that. I'll just set the lid off. These, when I make them, they're boiled in paraffin and they're waterproof.
It don't matter if it rains or not.
Don't make no difference. And they'll seal that up. As soon as you put that on there, they'll seal it up, and water won't get underneath it very rarely, unless it's
so you don't have to put the top back on.
No, I don't even worry about it. I don't have to see. A lot of people think you got to have them in another hive body. You don't have to have.
Okay.
You know.
That's what I was doing, making an extra hive body just to put that in.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a lot of money, a lot of trouble, trouble. You know, to do it. You don't need all that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. And like I say, I've been telling people about these tops here. The book says, of course, now the printing presses, now the newspaper stuff, they don't use this stuff anymore. This sheet aluminum here.
Yeah.
You used to go to a newspaper and get this stuff, and they give it to you from a lot of places, or very little money, and make covers out of it, but you don't need to do that. Like at Vantech, that subflooring now,
Yeah.
that cover there, I think this was the 3rd winter on that. So I mean, but look at it. You know, it's not.
Yeah, it's still holding up good. You know, thicker, we're swelling up a little. But
yeah, it's not even swelling. See,
Yeah.
the type of bee that I wanted, and I remember here a couple of years ago, I forget now what type of bee it was I got. And they glued they took the entrance hole, even the inch, or 3/4 inch gap,
Yeah.
and they filled it completely full of propolis,
I'll be done.
and just left a little hole there about the size of your finger. That's all they wanted in it. And they filled it. These top holes they glued them in, and it was that type of bee that used a lot of propolis.
I'll be done.
Mm-hmm. I've never collected it, but there's a market for that stuff.
Why is this odd looking on this side?
Huh?
That's just the way it looks.
It's capped honey. Still got a little air under the cap in there.
Okay.
That's what makes it look that way. That's what makes your honey that you extract, or what makes it look so white.
Moisture content.
Well, no, there's air. There's a little air bubble under that capping, and that wax is white.
Okay.
And it makes it. But after a while, that white capping will lay down against that honey, and it'll get darker.
There's a lot of bees on this other side.
Yeah. Yeah, the cluster's right below them there. eggs in there, yeah. Yeah, their bees are constantly thinking about it or whatever. You know, they make them little old queen cells all through the summer.
Whether they put a queen in them or not?
Yeah.
They are just back up just in case?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, them bees there moved up good.
Yeah. Yeah, the cluster is right below them there. There she is. There, see her right in the center there?
Right there.
Yeah.
3 queens we found today.
Yeah. All right.
So there's eggs in it. So she's come up. Does that mean there won't be no brood in the bottom chamber, or is it full?
It may be. It won't be full, but it's getting, you know, busy down there. And she crossed that top bar, and those bees come up in there with her. Yeah, which is good. That they'll the honey and all that stuff that they have stored there. As you've seen, its box is full.